Hey everybody, welcome back to Hex Token channel. Hope everybody is having a good time. Your host Superman. Man oh man, we're going to get into some cool stuff here. The market's green. Woohoo! That's what we love to see. And just one moment, it's going to mute my mic here. A little frog in the throat there, but hey, that's how we roll. We've got a few people in the chat there. Let's get into it. Look at this market, man. Green, ocean of green, looking good. Brendan, Dave says, hope we are looking forward to an exciting week. Me too. Brendan's in there too. Howdy, Superman and Hex Tokenians, says Brendan. I think you're trying to do a Craig on me with that one. That's pretty funny. Hex Zombies in the house, 555. Hex Pump, LFG. And good to see Hex Zombie. Dirt Paws in there. Woo! Good to see a Dirt Paws. Mixed Crypto Arts is in the house. Good morning, everybody. And it's morning here in good old Kiwi land, aka New Zealand. And of course, 16th of May, it's 11:06 a.m. in the morning on Monday. So we're already in the next week. I know many of you are still on Sunday, so I hope you're having a good time. Ringo's in house. Hi, hello all. Hex GT says pump, pump, pump. Yeah, it's looking pretty pumpalicious for this coming week, right? Pumpalicious on the market, and of course, a good chance that we could get moved to launch in May. So maybe this week even. Who knows? We'll find out. We're going to look at the update from Richard. Ashley's in the house there. Woo! Can I get an oh yeah? Oh yeah! Oh yeah! How's that one, Brennan? Crypto military vets in the house there. Peace and love to everybody. Big shout out. Crypto hooligan. Howdy, friends. Tony Chance says good morning, mate. Woo! Yeah, good to see you, Tony. And Hex and Eyes is in the house. Woo! We're pretty excited. It's great to have everybody here, folks. We are getting down to, I think, pretty close to the main event. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Benchwarmer in there too. Hey, Super. Great to see you. Thank you for your service. You're welcome. It is a pleasure. John Givens in the house there. Good morning, Hex Token. Pulse Bezos in the house. Hi, everybody. And D-Hex says, what's up, Hexkins, Pulsexkins, all around the world. That's pretty good. All around the world from D-Hex. Nice one. Pulse Bezos, good morning and evening. Pulse Hex, woo! And Elias Beneath in the house here. That's how we roll. How are you today? Very good, sir. And of course, this is the ultimate strategy and the strategy of the channel, really. Hello, all. Hex, EHEX, PLS, and PLSX for the win. That is the main game. If you're a bit confused about so many projects coming on Pulsechain, that's the main game. Accumulation over the first few months of Pulsechain launch. Buy the dips, have some dry powder, all that good stuff. That is a great strategy. Straight space auctions. Woo! What's up, Superman? You genius, says J-Pon. I appreciate that. And J-Pon is in the house with the emojis, looking good. Hey, welcome everybody. We've got about 55 people watching at the moment. We'll probably head over to 90, 100 or something like that later on. We're going to get into it, folks. Look at this. BTC at 31,000 US dollars, up 3%. Nice to see a nice little bounce here. ETH at 2001 and 31. You guys know that this is kind of where I want to be when we launch Pulsechain. I think this is very healthy. As you guys know, I don't want a full bear, at least not during the into the launch. We want excite. We want to have good asset values coming over the bridge. Good asset values as a target for price discovery. And so yeah, a win-win here. So cool. We don't want to be too pumping either. Too pumping, in my view, means that if crypto decided to do some sort of weird triple top or something out of a miracle, I don't see that happening. But if it decided to do something like that, that would take some of the attention away, right? So we don't want that either. So we're kind of in that sweet spot from my point of view. What is it? What's the old porridge there with the three? Is it three beers? My porridge is too cold. We don't want it too low. My porridge is too hot. We don't want it too high. We want it just right. We want it just right. And I think we're in the just right zone for me. This is my opinions, of course, and no investment advice or anything like that. All right, so let's jump over to Dex Screener here. We've got Hex coming in. So we're going to get into Richard Hart's updates in a second. But we've got the Hex prices here. Hex having a real pump here. Look at that. So we're going to jump out of there. Look at that pump. So we've got a nice little pump candle coming in. People are starting to believe in the market's up, and belief is coming back in. And here we are on the daily. So a nice little jump up to there. We almost hit 15 cents, 14.97 cents, and I think we're still on the way up there. I can't see it coming down unless something, like, I don't know, Barry Drewmore comes in and distracts people. Apart from that, I think it's going to be fine. We've got Hedron here at 13.28. It's still sitting underneath this kind of range that we had before, though that got beaten out with these candles here. We've also got Maxi doing pretty well. 24.33 cents. Amazing. This thing is performing like a superstar. And of course, we've had a bit of a pullback here. Premium at the moment, 70%, which I think is very, very good at this stage under the current market conditions. And of course, we've finally got Pulse Dodge. Pulse Dodge doing really, really well. Look at that. That's a pretty good looking chart, actually, especially for a brand new token. And I do think the scarcity play is going to do pretty well for that. I think people can believe in this as well. So it's going to be fascinating to see that play out. But $2.78, I think that's pretty good. And it's on the move up. So nice one. These are all the ETH charts. So Ethereum, of course, these are all getting copied over to Pulsechain. So I think the premium's kind of logical here as well. So Hedron and Maximus is kind of a derivative plays on Hex. I suspect we'll see more of these. And of course, time's running out, so they'll probably see them on Pulsechain. And of course, Pulse Dodge there looks like it's sort of snuck in there really well. I think that might end up, possibly being the premium meme coin. There is a battle between meme coins, and of course, the other ones are on BNB. We will see. It's early days. Things can change around, right? So these ones on BNB. These ones will get airdropped, as I understand it, from the teams over to Pulsechain, as opposed to copied, because they're on the BNB network, or BSC network, as it was called. And of course, these are all paired up with Wrap BNB. So we've got Pulse Dodge at the top here. I actually like Pulse Dodge. Pulse Dodge, kind of the original, of course. The other one was Pulse Dodge Coin, which is the new one. I don't know why they chose the same name, but they did. And of course, Pulse Dodge is sitting here. They're going to have auctions on Pulsechain, so I think they're going to look not too bad there either. With 5 NFTs, the artwork's really cool. It's a little doggy artwork if you haven't seen that. Richard Hart and things like that. So that's at 8/10 of a penny. Pretty similar to yesterday when we were looking at it. We've also got Pulse 33. Obviously, this a project of Free Pulse, which is done extremely well on their Free Pulse website. I think they've got something like 100 to 150,000 people already on that site. That's what you want, right? You guys hear me talk about all the time. If you're wanting to look for a winning coin, you need a big investor class or a big audience with a high engagement. And they seem to have, not too bad engagement on them as well. They're typically like 500 people on their chat or something like that. It seems to be online, so it seems to be not too bad. They're currently at 27 cents. So they had a nice little rebound here. Obviously, the market of BNB is going up too. We can see BNB is $310, so that's gone back over 300. So that's lifted that 5%. So that's looking good. So if we look at their chart, it was down at 19 cents, so 27 cents. So that's higher than 5%. So that's looking pretty good. We've also got IM, Internet Money, and Internet Money at 13.68. So a little bit of a green candle there as well, but still struggling, relatively speaking, even after, I think, what they had a 90% burn, if I remember rightly. Need to double check that because that's kind of what I remember. And of course, they're going to have the secondary token, IMB, which is for the Internet Money wallet, and I'm excited about that. I sacrificed for that, and of course, the time frame for that is actually quite long. So it's going to be maybe 6 months at best, but more like 8 months. So let's see how we get on with that one. Time frame is an issue. Other than that, everything looks like it's heading in the right direction for Internet Money, in my view. Time frame is the only thing which is given the fact that Pulsechain will launch and so much activity will happen, but maybe it might be a right time. Who knows? We'll see. So that's pretty much happening. We'll have a look at Hex on the daily. Hex on the daily chart here. Chiming up here. We got through that descending triangle. We busted out of it. Went to almost 20 cents. Couldn't get past there. Then the market had correction. We came down with it, but we've managed to bounce back from the low there on the daily of Hex. And what did we high? We got yesterday. We got up to 32%. Today we got up to 30%, and we're currently up. 25% in 4 days. That's not too bad if you manage to get near the bottom. So we're 25% in 4 days, and currently sitting at the high for today is 14.95 cents, basically 15 cents, and we're currently at 14.35 cents. So I'm expecting a pretty nice rally here. Now we've got the yellow line here. Let me just get rid of these big rockets. I just realized I've got this big comment with rockets on it. It's funny. It's always the comment that you don't want. But, it's a little comment. you're happy. If it's got that big fat comment with the rockets, then you're screwed there. So I apologize for that. So we've got this yellow line here. We've got the yellow line here as the I think the 24th. So the 24th here is the yellow vertical line. So we're heading towards that. We're only that was 2 weeks. That was 2 weeks from last time from the update from Wendy O, Crypto O, the 24th there. So we've got 7 days till that, and of course that is the end. And of course we got up to the end is the purple line is the end of May. That's 14 days. So we've got 7 to 14 days here. We're expecting Pulsechain to launch somewhere in that period there. So cool. Let's see if we can get up to 20 cents before then. Obviously, Hex can do pretty big things, even 10-cent days with the right amount of buyers in the play. So we'll be watching that pretty closely. All right, cool. Let's get into the comments there. Before I get into Richard Hart's updates, we'll get into some of the comments and jump out of there. We got who else is here? I'm not sure who that is. Large Pizza. Hey, good to see Large Pizza. Pizza is here, as I say. Hi all, says Fat Sandy. Good to see a Hex Token channel member in the chat. Brendan's in the house there. Just half a beer is good. Yeah, everyone likes half a beer. I think it's pretty good. Not too empty, not too full, said Brendan. That's true. Everyone likes it when I talk about beer. I don't know. Maybe it's the accent. I don't know. It's just the way we go. Hey, cheers, everybody. We're getting pretty close. So grab yourself a drink, sit back and relax, whatever it is, depending on where you are. Hey, Wayne Kira's in the house there. When lunch? Well, lunch is after this live stream, Wayne. After the live stream, after lunch. Jen Hex is in the house there. Hey, woohoo! Good to see Craig out there, another content creator. And D. Paulie Wood in the house there with the carrots. Yeah, carrots are coming. You'll be able to buy lots of carrots with your little crypto profits. And fat Sammy with the emojis. Empty corner in the house. Woohoo! And actually, we'll probably look at the YouTube channels later on because it's always good to keep an update there. Empty corner in the house there. And Bluegrass as well. What's up, Hex lovers? We're loving Hex, that's for sure. Nice little green candles the last 2 days and an uptrend for the last 4 days. Pretty happy with that. Bluegrass is mowing the yard and listening. Nice. It'll be a bit loud, but hey, if you got the Walkman on. Mark says, hi, Richard. Hey, Richard, if you see this, just want to thank you for my first home, says Mark. Nice one, Mark. Congratulations, man. That is awesome. So changing lives for sure. Get Hex in there with the ducks. More emojis from lives beneath. Love that. And Hex Token channel member. Skoda says, I feel like I am back in high school waiting for all the whispers to make it to reality. That's so true, Skoda. Really good analogy there. Raw's in the house. Hey, Raw. Good to see you. Hello. And the next couple of months will change lives. We're here to witness it. Yeah, we're all here early. Imagine you're in a front row seat at a big fancy concert or something like that. It's pretty cool. Paul Scott says any moment now, absolutely. And Asher says please check Richard Hartley's tweet. Yeah, we're going to get into that now. And Walkman says Brennan, yeah, Walkman. Oh, nice one. Nice. That's pretty dated, but that's cool. Hello all. Excellent choice in the house there. Hey, everybody. We've got 92 people listening now, so we'll get straight into Richard Hart's tweets. And he had some good ones over the last couple of hours, so we'll get into that. So Richard put out a tweet 7 hours ago about warning around about Luna. There's a video that he played, and of course this was on a very popular channel here. So he played that, and that was pretty interesting. Talking about pairing up UST with other stable coins and things like that. UST was his example. Obviously, a variation of that, I guess you might say, as did occur, where the one of the stable coins got undermined, and of course that would get you wrecked if you were doing a double stable coin there, because people are going to take out the good stable coin and put in leave in the UST in this case. And so that was a pretty cool video from Richard. So another victory for Richard there in terms of warning people about risks in crypto. And of course, it turned out to be true there. The other thing, of course, Richard's going to be doing this Hex documentary live interview. This is coming up, I think, within the next 2 days, I think, right? Yeah, 8 p.m., 18th of May there. So it's a Hex documentary live interview with the directors of Highest of Stakes. So that's going to be really cool. I would really want to watch that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And that's a nice play for this week, having it this week too. Really cool. So here was the update about Pulsechain. This was 2 hours ago. So Pulsechain.com news this week. I should have a better idea when we can launch I'm waiting for input from devs. Yeah, I know it's mid-May already. So I suggested he's already got a date in his head, and that's probably what Kinetic was talking about based on our third-party video that we had yesterday. So we're going to do that quickly, just give that context. And this is what we had update from Pulse Radio from somebody. I don't know who this person was, but we also got confirmation from a Pulse around about the devs talking about launch as well. So we had a couple of whispers, as it were. This is one of them.
With this last night that can be shared. He only shared what RH allowed him to share. So he did confirm last night to all of us. We had about, I don't know, 40 Hexicans and Pulse people that came over, that he does know the launch date. Kinetics does. But he had a promise RH they would tell him the launch date. But what he could share for sure, and RH was fine with it, is that we are definitely for sure, we have a guaranteed launch date in May. This is straight from Kinetic's mouth.
So that was one of the two little whispers that we heard, and of course another one we got was from Pulsechain News on Twitter about which is a third-party site, which was basically that the devs had said that there was going to be that it was going to be this May. So that's pretty cool. Now this week I should have a better idea of when we can launch. I'm waiting for devs input from the devs. So obviously getting this right, make sure everything's okay. They're happy with all the little that they've solved, most of the significant bugs or anything else like that, maybe around Pulsex, anything like that. Because Pulsex kind of, in some ways, a little bit more complicated. You got all the pairings and everything else on there, so it's a little bit more stuff. We've checked that out on was it GitHub or whatever. So they're waiting. He's waiting for that, and obviously they got to make sure they got the ops, another all the servers and things that got the hardware they need, and of course the staging as well for launching Pulsechain, because they've got to do it pretty flawless, right? So it all launches pretty flawless. Not like the Ethereum Classic type issues or anything. Just any issues that you might have. So waiting for input from the devs. Yeah, I know it's mid-May already, and I love a sense of humor there with that. And then he got another tweet after that. My fingers are crossed for a short time frame thing. So it's definitely in the short time frame mode. So that's very exciting. But I know that it's software. That a longer time thing could be the answer I get. Thus we all wait together. So obviously needs the devs to call the shots here in terms of being able to go, and then Richard can call the shots in terms of the launch strategy if it were otherwise basically like a simple one or some sort of notice up front, and of course we'll see whether we get that 3 or 4 notice there. So basically until they do the fork of there with the fork block, you pretty much everything will get copied over. So we'll see how he plays that strategic side of this launch, but the devs got to give him the technical side. Basically, we're all ready to go. We've got the staging, the launching of the Pulsechain, Membot, and all that good stuff, the bridge and things like that, all in the right orders of things that they wanted to have, plus all the little technical things they have to do in there for that. So it's going to be really cool. So excited about that. Definitely getting closer, and that was all 2 hours ago that we got that update. Very, very cool. We got this cool thing from Ryan Lopez, as you guys know, one of my favorite OGs in the house there. And of course, we used to talk a lot way back in the day, talking about strategy and this and that. When Hex launched, for example, Pulsechain coming very soon. Don't miss out. Going to be epic. So definitely check out this one. I'm going to post this in the link there, and you can go and follow Ryan. And also go and tweet that out as well. It's Ryan Lopez. Really, really cool video. Actually, I might play it on here. Let me just remove some of this. Remove from studio. We're going to go back to the top here, and let's just add that in. So we're going to remove that and add. I'm going to stop sharing that and add this in. Share screen and bam. Oh, we're going to audio that and take that. Bam. All right, cool. So we're going to full screen that and listen to Ryan, because it's a pretty good message about this week. So Ryan's one of the big OGs and someone I used to spend a lot of time talking to back in the day. So let's hear from him.
So we're up here sunset in the back, we got the landscape, everything. Super excited. Pulsechain is coming out really soon. We got Pulsechain, we got PulseX, we got Hex, we got Hedron, we got Maxi, we got Pulse Doge. Lots of exciting things coming up soon. Super excited. So if you haven't yet, check out Richard Hart. Give him a follow on Twitter, on Instagram. Check me out on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. So pumped, so pumped. So get ready. It's going to be huge. Smash the like button and tune in for more content coming soon. Have a good one, and talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. Guys, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in today. So we're up here, really high up in the mountains. We got the beautiful sunset in the back. We got the landscape, everything.
So that was Ryan. So it's a nice little message from Ryan there, and obviously things are coming pretty soon. And Richard retweeted that, which was really nice. So that's kind of the latest and greatest from Richard. Man, the next week, maybe 2 weeks, are going to be looking good, man. We are looking good. I think we're on the tarmac with the airplane. I think we're probably being, traffic. What do you call it? Taxied through to pretty much launch. I think we're very close to take off. It's going to be very, very exciting to see that. So very nice. All right, hopefully the audio played okay on that one. Nice beneath in the house with the rockets. Raul G in the house there. Hello everybody, good to see you. Paul Bezos, who is selling Hex right now. I'm not sure, but they're a bit crazy if they are. We're 14.43 cents. And Fat Sammy says traders, yeah, traders, bad traders, says Pulse Bezos. Lol says Fat Sammy. Hello, my friend. 4-5s in the house, good to see you. And what else? Sandy Beach in the house as well. Hello everybody, good to see you, Sandy Beach. We're smashing out the emojis too. Gen Hex says 12 grey at the moment. If anyone was making a move on buying some Hex, wow, really? Let's pull that up because that's pretty amazing. So that is the news from Richard today. Very cool news, and nice to he's keeping us the communication really good. So I think that's really nice. 18 Guay there. Pulse Bezos in the house. Hi Sandy. What else we got? Rollers in there as well. We get a few days hit up. This is the strategy side. So obviously the technical side is the devs giving Richard the go ahead in terms of the staging and the server ops and things like that. Richard's whether we get a couple days notice, maybe 3 or 4 days notice, 2 days, we don't know. And of course we'll have to wait to see from Richard whether he just decides to launch it or gives us a couple of days notice. I tend to be in the camp that he will give us a little bit of notice. So we'll see what he does. Davis in the house there. Hey Davis, woohoo! Got the eyes on, that's for sure. 3 sick in the house as well. What's up? Good to see you, 3 sick. Nice. And Fat Sammy in there too with the emojis. John William in the house. Woo! Hey Hex Token. Hey hashtag aka Suitman. Hey, good to see you, John. And we've got the emojis there from Fat Sammy and Large Pizzas in the house here. Heard about a move to PHEX ratio trade with PLS. Maybe may have favorable ratio with all hexagons FOMOing into PLS. May get a 1-to-1 ratio PLS to PHEX. And so 1 million PLS would be an instant 70k at 7 cents. Yeah, I don't see that happening at all, Large Pizza. Don't see that one playing out. Crystal Mendoza in the house there. Hello, may I bridge Hex from Polygon? May I bridge Hex from Polygon to layer 1 ETH? Apparently you've done it. You can do that, Crystal. Someone has said me they did it. I have never done it myself. I have owned Hex on Polygon. And I know that the Sacrifice wallet, I think, controls 70% of the Hex on Polygon now after the Sacrifice phase. I think there was a 9 million. Let's just have a look at that. Let's go have a look at the amount on them. I think you can do it with the official pledge on Polygon. We won't do that on the video here, but definitely get into Discord if you want look more about that. But yeah, I think you can do it through the official Polygon bridge there. Where are we going here? What are the sales going to do? Are we going to jump over to... actually, we're in the wrong one here. We need to get into Polyscan. So Polyscan. I think I've got Polyscan. Scan here somewhere. Polyscan. Actually, what am I doing? All I have to do is go to Hex. Then go to Hex. Go to Hex. I don't need to go to Polyscan. Type that in. Let's go to Hex. We can just go to the contract there. And of course, we can just go to quick visit the other chains. It's funny when you don't. We got Polygon. Go to Polygon. And that wasn't what I expected to see there, actually. Polygon scan. This is Hex anyway. Don't know why that's not showing up in the right way. That's better. That is better. That's what I'm after. Yeah, there is. There's 7 million in there. So 7 million Hex on Polygon. And the holders at the moment is the sacrifice address. It's got 1.5 million. There's the sacrifice address. DDC8 got 1.5 million Hex on there. So I said 70%. It's actually 22%. Things changed around there. So 22% there, and it's there's 7 million Hex on Polygon, second layer there. So cool. That was a cool little topic there. What else we got going there? Final checks before the liftoff, says Fat Sammy. Absolutely. 17 Grey now, was 12 a few minutes ago, says Jen. KD says smash those likes. Definitely smash the likes though, folks. We've got also, we're going to talk about the sacrifice checker coming up in a second. Who said that? Final checks off before the lift. Yeah, absolutely. Smash those likes, says KD. Yeah, we've got 55 likes, 114 people watching, so definitely smash the likes, folks. Easy to do. Just go boop, boop, boop. And that's all. That's how it rolls. Bobby in the house there. Hey, good to see you. Woohoo! Hey, good to see you, Bobby. Hex Hodl says, yeah, I bought Hex on Poly. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I've traded Hex on Poly many times. I know many of you have because it was so cheap to do, especially when the ETH fees were just ridiculous. You know, up the 150 grade, 200 grade plus. And of course, so yeah, definitely a place. I've never bridged it though. I've never bridged it. I think you can use the official Polygon one for that. Were we on Polygon sacrifice checker there? I think we were. Yeah, I just don't want to take the time to go and look at all that, but yeah, definitely you can do that. Bridge fee in ETH is higher than the swap fee, so no point if price is the same. That's true, Hex Hodl. The fees for using the official bridge can be quite high, but at the moment they should be cheap because the Gwei is so cheap at the moment. So Polygon bridge should be okay. That pause player in the house there, until they announce the incentive token details, they won't launch this. Well, you know, I agree with you on that around the incentive token tokenomics. We haven't seen a lot more about that. All we know is it's deflationary, and we may see some of those incentive tokens in the pool possibly. But I agree I don't think that's going to hold them up though, Pulse Player. We may not see anything further other than that knowledge, and maybe just have to wait till PulseX is up. Brendan's in house there. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, smash the likes, folks. 65 likes. Let's get to 100. 100 is our target. So if you haven't smashed the likes, hit those like buttons. And Alan's in house. What are all these weird lines on the screen? You're talking about the chart. Those are called candles. These are price candles. And of course, this one here is the 24th of May. This is kind of when we could launch. That's 2 weeks after the Wendy O video. And of course, if we want to play that, we'll play that video. Let's play the Wendy O.
Which hopefully 14 days. Then it might be less. I don't know. It depends. It's software. It's hard.
So that was the video on the 10th of May, and that was 2 weeks. So that's what that yellow line is. 2 weeks would be the yellow one there. That's superseded our previous video, which was 50-50 mid-May, 75% chance a week later. So you know, that's the 22nd of May. That's a bit earlier. So 22nd of May would be that date, but 14 days from would be from the 10th. The purple vertical line there is the end of May. So if we look, we've we've got pretty high confidence now from the devs, from the kinetics indirectly. It's just indirectly from that video that we played earlier for the end of May. I think we're pretty confident with that. And so 24th would be the yellow line. That being said, of course, we could launch any time in this period. That's what those updates from Richard were. So that's kind of there where we're at there. Hopefully that answers that one. Humbuto says, cheers from sunny Miami. Hey, good to see you. Miami, the place of fun. And Bobby's in house there. Hey, Sandy. Crystal says, wanted to move to ETH for the snapshot, says Crystal. And Jen Hex says, I used to have a Hex on Matic. I sacked it all for PulseX. Nice one there, Craig. That was an easy play. Hex Hodl says can't stake Hex. It's just wrapped on Poly like eHex on Pulse. Won't stake. Gotta use the native Hex on Pulse. That's right. It wasn't worth the cost of bridge. It's over to sacrifice work. Agreed. I remember I tried it. I think I did try it once, and it was just too high or something like that. Alan's in the house there with the smiley faces. Good to see you, Alan. And a Doubtful Noise says his most recent post seems like another delay, mate. Says Doubtful Noise. Yeah, it wouldn't be quite that. I wouldn't. I think it's moving forward. I think we're pretty close. Now, Taylor says devs say we 100% launch in May. Yeah, and agree with that. So Murky says he's probably going to drop a hint on the next live stream. Yeah, so that's we got that interview with the director of Highest of Stakes. We may get something on there. We may not. It may just be very much about the Highest of Stakes documentary. Doubtful Noise says RH tweet my fingers across for a short time frame thing, but I know that it's software and that a longer time frame could be the answer. I get. Thus we all wait together. Yeah. So that we talked about that. That is the update that we got here. My fingers are crossed for a short time frame. So what we're going to do is have a look on Richard's other tweets and replies. We might actually have something on there. We'll have a look. Read the website, genius. Why does this coin pay interest? Where does their money come from? Diluting token holders or magically out of thin air? Read the website, genius. Does the snapshot happen yet? Woohoo! This is good. This is actually good information. Did the snapshot happen yet? No. So if you're asking where the snapshot happened yet, no. From Richard, that was 2 hours ago. That is cool. That's the first time I've seen him do that for a while. So that is really, really cool. So I think that's what the heck. That's what happens on Twitter, right? That's what happens on Twitter. So that was pretty cool from Richard. Really, really cool. And so, yep. Welcome to crypto. So that is the latest update there from Richard. This week I should have a better idea when we can launch. I'm waiting for input from the devs. Yeah, I know it's mid-May. My fingers are crossed for a short time frame thing, but I know that it's software and that a longer time thing could be answer I get. Thus, we all wait together. Yeah, that's probably it on the summary. Hex price is responding. So we go back to the Hex price here on Hex charts. The Hex price is moving up there, and of course the market's moving up. So the market's moving up, market's moving up, and Hex price is moving up. So looks good. What else there? Man. Good evening, Suitman. Says Christos. Good to see you in the house. Actually, what time is it? It's okay. We're 23 minutes to go till the day ends. Christos here bought some more Hex earlier. Feeling good about the coming launch. Christos, yeah, me too. So I bought some Hex yesterday. Other people have been talking about pulling up some little Hex amounts. So we're just DCAing in, just trying to pick the close to the bottoms, picking up, scalping a bit of Hex here and there, what we have been doing. And of course, that has worked out to be pretty fruitful. I managed to pick up most of my Hex in these bounces down here. I think the highest I paid was 12.4 cents, at least until today. What did I pay? I think it must have been around 13 down here somewhere. I was down in here somewhere buying some stuff here. So definitely a good time. Surely Fortress on target, and Murky's in the house. Yeah, Sandy says, will we be able to stake our EX after we bridge it over to a Pulsechain? You would have to swap it into the native Hex on Pulsechain. To stake it. Murky says evening, and Murky says, well, the snapshot can't wait. Yet if it did, people's stakes who ended now would potentially bleed out on Pulsechain. The snapshot can't happen yet. If it did, people's stakes who ended now would potentially bleed out. That's true, Murky. And Pulsechain, since the front end is live, yeah, that's right. We actually haven't. We haven't actually looked at that in real time, but if we haven't gone to go.hex for a while. Go.hex. So if we go to go.hex, things are coming soon, folks. So this is go.hex. It's going to be on Pulsechain, also on obviously on Ethereum network. You just have to switch between Ethereum on your MetaMask or Trust Wallet or whatever wallet you're using. So this is what it's going to be like. You can then stake on these, so it's cool. So that should be nice. What else we got there? Pulsex Pulsechain is looking okay. Our ratio is still in favor. It's about 3 to 3.5, 1, 3 to 3.5, 3 to 3.5. That's a bit easier to say. To Pulsechain to 1 pulse. So 1 pulse on the side, the Pulsechain 3.42 on there at the moment. So it's going to be interesting to see how this testnet ratio holds up. But trends may be your friend, even though the numbers are completely fictional, because all the numbers are just, pretty much made up. There's quite a few people playing around on it, but not many compared to who will be playing on it in terms of operating once it goes live. So it can be fascinating. We've had pretty low volumes the last couple of days on there, like relative to what we were getting on there. But other than that, it's going pretty nicely. Pulse at 0074 cents. Pulse X at 0021. And I think these prices are not too bad, actually, to be honest. $3.18 for Hex. That's our future vision. So pretty cool. Right. What else have we got there? Yeah. Let us go over to the snapshot here. So this is the snapshot. If you haven't checked the latest update, the 15th of May. Let me just zoom in on that. The 15th of May is the latest version there. So on Pulsechain, on the original, on the testnet V2B, you would be able to check your tokens. And for example, your Pulsechain Sacrifice, if you did Pulsechain, PLSX, you'd have the current contract. So this was the early contract. It's the same creator, but this was the one that was airdropped here. So Pulsechain, for example. And if you go to the Sacrifice checker, you scroll all the way down, people have been getting confused between the original airdrop, which was this V2B version at the bottom here. So that should equate to this one here with the airdrop that you would have got in this airdrop, which should be in your wallet. And of course, but that's the first version. But of course, we've had countless iterations since then. Let me look at all the iteration versions that we've had. As we get moving future, this is the latest. So this is the one that's close to the official one. No doubt Richard will announce one of these as actually being official. Anything that's edge case after that, any little weird sacrifice that will probably be dealt with possibly in a post-official sacrifice checker if they do much of that at all. But I think majority of it's people are pretty happy with the 15th of May version. But definitely check it just to make sure that everything's still intact. So far, so good. We had a lot of versions over the last couple of days. 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. So that's a lot of checkers there. But once again, we're getting there. And that's the key. We're getting there. Now, people will forget about all those versions once we get to over the line. This is the way it's going to be. People will get there. Don't forget to smash the like button. Just go boop, 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 and definitely hit the subscribe button as well. And welcome to the channel, of course. It's great to have everybody here. We're getting close, man. We're on the getting taxied over to the runway. It's not too far away. Hey, it's good. What's a week amongst friends? Nothing really. Hex Machine says, woohoo! What's up, legends? Devs are back from leave. We are cleared for launch as Hex Machine. Yes. Woohoo! Loving it. Hex Machine, bring the hype. After 2 weeks, stakes bleed out 1% week. Of course, the snapshot won't be now. That's right, Mickey. Pat Sammy's in the house there. Says, if anyone new wants to learn more, join the Discord. Great place to learn. Yeah. So we've got a syndicated Discord here. So you definitely join here. We're heading up towards 400 members. This is the two main things. Purpose of the site is the community. So you can get to know other people online. You can also ask questions, things like that. The second thing is information, to get you the best information as fast as possible. And of course, we've got not only do you get YouTube and Twitter, the 3 YouTube channel creators on here: Gen Hex, Craig Wadding, and of course Heinz Crypto and Hex Token, your host Superman here. And of course, we've also got Heinz. We've got It's Now is also in there doing all the great work. So get in there. Obviously, useful links. We've got all the links that we're going to have. This is not completed yet, but we've got heaps of links here. We're going to have the ultimate list here from Hex through to all the contract addresses, the staking sites, the audits, the Pulsechain, the Pulsechain, Richard Hart, market trading, derivative products for Hex, Hedron, Maxi, onboarding tools, Ethereum blockchain information, our big Ethereum Uniswap, all that sort of cool data that people you like to look at. Pulsechain YouTube streamers here, all the latest streamers. You know, there's 100 plus probably, and then Pulsechain sacrifices if you want to look at some of the projects that are being sacrificed for. You got the list there. We also got short tutorials here on Pulsechain and Pulsex. If you want 2 to 5 minute tutorials on how to use Pulsechain Bridge and the Pulsechain Pulsex decentralized exchange, these are short videos that can help you do that. Obviously, we've got a general chat here for Richard Hart tokens, so that's very specific. So you can get in general chat and talk about things like that, and see people in there already at the moment. We've got price chats if you want to talk about trading and pricing and this and that. You can do that sort of stuff. So if you want to get in there, that's the place to do that. So we've just separated that out from general chat. We've got non-crypto chat. If you want to talk about cars and all sorts of stuff, you name it, you can get into there. Got a voice chat, of course. So that's under the Richard Hart group. So you can get in there. We've also got Pulsechain projects risky. So obviously everything else that outside of Richard's stuff we consider riskier, and some of them will be risky. So just take into account. We've got new tokens chat there. You can talk about new projects, new airdrops, stuff like that. We've also got new token links. So this is all the Pulsechain projects. A list here. There's a couple missing because I just deem them as too controversial or possibly scammy. So they're not on here now. So we've got most of them though. We've got very much most of them listed on here. Some of these will do well, some of them will fail. It's just the way crypto goes. Just remember that you need to do your investment due diligence. There is a warning at the top here. Use links at your own risk. Moderators may delete links considered potentially questionable in favor of community safety. Once again, but we've got a pretty good list there at this stage. So cool. Also, if you're a Hex Token channel member here, we've got a special chat there that you can get into. Plus, if you're a Hex Token channel member on YouTube, you also get a purple name. Standard members are in blue. In blue. So pretty cool. So definitely keep joining. We're heading up towards 400 members. Very, very cool place. Community and information. Those are the key things there. Very, very nice. All right. So let's jump away from that. So we've got Hex.go. We've got the testnet there. We'll jump away from here. Let's have a little look at the GitLab and see what the devs have been updating at the moment. So 3 hours ago, they did a little update on Pulsechain testnet there. What else? 3 hours ago on the compressed allocations. So they've probably done something possibly in there with the files. I'm not sure if we've got any particular update we can see. What have we got? Folders there. Master, remove bad currencies. Testing R2 credits. So yeah, that looks like it. So it's hard to see anything there. Now, one of the cool things on Pulsechain on the GitLab is where the devs, these are the public folders for the devs. Obviously, they have their private folders as well. But you can actually go to the list of issues and you can have a look at what some of the issues that people have found playing around with PulseX or Pulsechain or something like that. So you got a couple of ones here. You also see that there's 62 open issues now, and then you got 231 closed issues there. So 293 issues being reported using GitLab here. You've also got the devs that get assigned. So Brett Patterson, Agris there, getting assigned to particular stuff there. So pretty cool. And if you're interested in more technical stuff, not just the market stuff, it's kind of cool. You can go check this sort of stuff out on GitLab too for Pulsechain. Very nice, as we said, very nice. All right, we're going to jump out all that and jump out of Pulsex, and we're going to get into the market here. So looking pretty good on the chart there, 14.55. BTC at 31. I'm very happy with where this is. This is kind of like an ideal place. Not too high, not too low, or not too hot, not too cold, but just right in the middle there. I like it a lot. That would garner a lot of attention for Pulsechain, just being in the right zone and a good valuation. A lot of valuable assets coming over the bridge, and a good price target for price discovery. Remember, everything starts off at 0 on Pulsechain, and so it's going to be fascinating to see that get priced up. If you want to be a whale in something, maybe SHIB, maybe Link or something like that, then this could be the one for you. You can accumulate speculating. Of course, those are speculative things. As anything, time you got price discovery, it's highly speculative, right? So just take that into account. We suspect that Richard's already given us the heads up about liquidity, and of course, he was concerned that a lot of people were getting too much ERC20s. Obviously, some of those may be more favorable for Pulsechain ratio trading if you're going to look to that for PLS ratio trading. possibly, but we just don't know, right? So we'll see. The positives, of course, that with he was talking about getting that there'll be good, probably good liquidity for Hex, Pulse, and Pulsex, given who was involved in those sacrifices. But obviously, there's also a war chest of about I think it was about $660 million. Sorry, $660 million in the sacrifices between Pulsechain and Pulsex. So who knows? No expectation of work at others, but there's lots of potential use cases for that money. So yeah, we'll see what happens at the end of the day ultimately. But it was definitely, that was on the Crypto Wendy O, was definitely talking about some tokens were better than others pre-blockchain. Also in a down market, obviously ERC20s, when they get copied over as PRC20s, some of those may lose value. So you also got that issue there. So there's pros and cons to that. Just remember that. At the moment, of course, the market has managed to get back over 30K. And so that's positive there for Bitcoin. So cool VIP, as we say, cool VIP. What else we got there? Yeah, Pulse Dodge doing really well. Maxi doing really well. Hex starting to move up here in anticipation, I would say, for the launch. Not just representing better market conditions, but also people getting a bit more excited. This price may very well start to move quite fast into the future here. And of course, on the day, we can see that time is ticking towards the 24th, and of course to the end of May. So we have pretty good, pretty good indications that this is our launch phase here. So hold on to your hat. It's going to move fast when it does. When people, Richard puts out a tweet. Remember, this is the thing with the announcements. Always follow Richard Hart. So make sure that you followed Richard Hart on Twitter and stuff like that. So make sure you're all on the official ones here, because he's got over 200,000 followers here. That you need to get the official stuff. So even with YouTubers, I don't care who the YouTuber is. It's a good place to start, but you should always go back and check on Richard Hart's official stuff, right? So to make sure that you got using the right links and getting the right information ultimately, right? So definitely get into that. Very important that even in that case you double check. But exciting, man! It's coming close. Woo-hoo-hoo! I'm excited. Hope you guys are too. I think that's probably it on there. We're just going to probably chill back with the chart here. You can see the daily chart starting to move up here. Do you get the feeling that this is starting to move? We're really getting these timelines here. The yellow vertical line being the 24th of May and the end of May being the purple line. That's really, really pumping it up. Now I've got this green line here. This green line is our pumpamental line, right? We're looking for a nice big pump. That was that green line there for. We have been shifting that to the right over time, but we're still waiting for that to play out, because we suspect that it's going to play out. Now, obviously, there hasn't been a lot of big money going into Hex. I think we can all agree. There hasn't been a lot of big money going into Hex. There's been a lot of retail movements in Hex. We have had some early in stakes on the Hex stakes, and of course some of those have been sold down, but we've managed to defend this line here very nicely. So we're going to go to nomics.com and just show that up on Nomics and see where Hex is ranked on Nomics at the moment. Hex is a number 9 at the moment, just down one spot there, but not too far away from getting back to number 8 there. You can see the market caps for Solana pretty close, both around just under 20 billion. And there's not a lot of gap between XRP and Hex, depending on where the Hex price goes. So Hex price up 10-11% there, pretty similar to Solana and Cardano at the moment. But if we if we change that's the day chart. If we change that to yearly up at the top left here on Nomics, we will see the year-on-year changes. Bitcoin down 32% year-on-year, Ethereum down 40% year-on-year. Binance down 44% year-on-year, so some pretty significant decreases over the last year. XRP almost 70%. Ouch, that's pretty powerful. Cardano 74% down. Ouch. The only ones that are shining light in the top 10 are Solana up 26% and Hex up 172% year-on-year. So ouch. That's just a real telling there. These two are the best two operating. The rest of them are down significantly. And of course, Pulsechain is just around the corner Can you imagine what's going to happen? Oh my goodness, it's going to be so good. Really is going to be. I always describe it like a fire on a giant wheat field. Imagine yourself looking at a big wheat field, rolling hills, and of course some big farmers thing. I don't know where they have big these fields, somewhere in the United States possibly, and then the flames of the fire just flame over the whole thing. As more and more people hear about it, it just keeps spreading like a wildfire over a wheat field. It's going to be amazing to see that. Remember that Pulsechain, Pulsex, and the bridge, the official bridge. It's going to be the biggest airdrop in crypto history, the biggest yield farming potentially in crypto history. But the incentive token as well. We don't talk enough about that, of course. And we've also got the fastest way to mass adoption. Those things together are the magic. On top of those, of course, we also have the total amount of tokens for the native tokens, PLS and PLSX, given out through the sacrifices. We also have the fact that we have fee burning and biome burns, making those supplies go from big to small over time. And of course, we also have potentially fiat on ramps as well. So that's going to be amazing to see how quickly those come out too, as well as third-party DEX swap bridges as well. So cross-chain. You can imagine those 6 things are fundamental. And of course, ultimately, above all that is the fact that we're going to have, I forgot to mention, obviously super fast and super cheap, and you own the keys to your coins. So let's not forget about those 2 utilities. Those are very important utilities. And then on top of that, of course, this is really the first system state copy of Ethereum. This is a big deal. And of course, another big pump mentor we've had added to that in the recent times is obviously the Richard Hart's Hart wallet and potentially stablecoin down the line with the sacrifice coming. And of course, the fact that Luna and UST have created even more use case for Pulsechain success, given its a rapid failure and fall from grace from the top 10. So really is exciting, folks. Really is exciting. Then on top of that, of course, we've got premier third-party dApps like Liquid Lines and potentially the Fiat fork of Aave, both those two being possibly very big deals in terms of leverage lending, never having to sell your Pulse and your Pulsex, taking more supply off the market and being able to pump those bags as well. So that's exciting, folks. So many good things. I am super excited. Just talking about all those things makes me feel excited and happy. And of course, people will be able to check using ERC20s.com, things like that, being able to check the value of the airdrops, and they're going to come over and they're going to go, wait, this is everything that Ethereum is, but it's super fast and super cheap too, and I can do all sorts of things on here. Then yeah. And so that means a lot of the use cases as well over in Ethereum that has been struggling with the high gas fees, and of course that has affected Hex as well. They'll be pretty much gone, at least for a couple of years, while before the chain starts getting, gets some congestion as well. But of course, Richard has a few tweaks around, speed and fees on that too. So that should be cool. All right, let us get on to some other stuff here. Ivan is in the house there. Hi from Calcutta. Hey, Kaitaia. Sorry, Kaitaia. Hey, good to see you, Ivan. Obviously, the big whales in Kaitaia. Is it? I think they've got, no, it's not Kaitaia, is it? No, Kaitaia, yeah. Oh, hi to you up there. I've been to Kaitaia once, I think, Ivan. I've been there once. Okay, Sandy Beach in the house there. Okay, thanks. So I would swap EHEX for PX and bridge it over on my EHEX. Then I could stake it. Thanks. Alan says, I think we'll see 600 to 800 Gwei when bridges open. I think you might be right, Alan. So that's a really good observation that we could see really high gas fees with the activity that Pulsechain is going to cause on the ETH chain. Really great observation, Alan. Jen Hex says there won't be a snapshot, just a fork of the current state of ETH. Snapshot was for testing. Yeah, that's true. And Jay Rice says, like the smash. Yeah, hit the smash button. We're up to 109 likes. Very, very nice. If you haven't hit the like button, smash the like. But more importantly, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell. And share the channel around, that's for sure. We're doing 2 live streams a day here on Hex Token channel. And of course, that is on Pulsechain, Pulsex, and Hex, and all the third-party projects that are going on as well. Doubtful Noise says, how do you feel about the macro environment, the interest rate hikes? No joke. Yeah. So obviously, inflation, the bigger, we've got 2 things. We've got the financial issues and we've got the geopolitical issues, right? So financial issues. We've got higher inflation. We've got the Federal Reserve interest rate hikes, things like that. Obviously, we don't want to go and get driven into recession. They have very little. They're really stuck between a rock and a hard place because any recession could be even worse, right? Because they've been printing so much money for the last 15 years since the Great Recession that would be real problematic, right? So that's a big issue, and no doubt. We do have a certain amount of institutional plays that have come into crypto in the last crypto bull market. Of course, they bring with them all the same tricks that they do on the stock market, right? So they, short markets, they play markets. Obviously, there's a big look at what happened with UST Luna. There's with potentially BlackRock and things like that. So they're definitely the tricks. They bring the same tricks, and therefore they over time they start to tie crypto as crypto gets more mature, more people adopt it, etc. They start to tie that behavior of crypto closer to the stock market behavior that we see in stock market behavior. So if there's a little bit of news, these guys will exacerbate that news, right? They exacerbate it to their favor, and so they always make markets overshoot. So overshoot corrections, overshoot boom time. So we see a lot of that stuff. So definitely those financial issues are important, and obviously hopefully we'll avoid a recession that's not good for any financial market out there. So we'll see how it happens with that. Obviously income, rising inflation is bad for it's like an extra tax, right? So it's bad for not just lower working class but medium class as well, affecting that. Real wage growth is also a possibility there too. We've been seeing that, and of course that makes inflation, gives a base level to inflation. So maybe 3.5%, something like that. So it really is a problem. Even with a lot of interest rate rises, they could only probably just dent inflation and really just drive the economy into recession. So we'll see what happens with that. On the other side, geopolitical risk. Obviously, we've got lots of the Ukraine-Russia war, and we've got the behavior responses to that, the impact on all suppliers as well. So we've got a lot of economic issues around supply issues, food issues, energy issues, and I would argue a terribly bad leadership in the United States in terms of who's running the administration at the moment. So, but that said, of course, at the moment we're still in good stead. We're still good in stead at the moment. I've said back in February that we're going to have a lot of volatility this year, and we're still in a bearish market. But half bear at the moment is perfectly good. This is good level for us. We want to stay in this while Pulsechain's going. Now, obviously, Pulsechain will be an open system if you think about it. Once the bridge opens up and once the fiat gateway opens up and things like that, it becomes an open system. So it still has to absorb some of that stuff. But I think that in the short term in particular and over the next 18 months, it could really help crypto generally and really boom the markets as well. So there's a lot of superior tokenomics in the game with the buy and burns and mechanisms like that. But you still need people to have good asset values and good incomes, right? Those two things are important. But once again, big players also move markets. So hopefully so far so good. This launch could end up, if we're launching around about now with the current state, that's a very good environment for launching. So I'm pretty excited about that. We'll just see how much volatility we get with the Fed and other agencies like that. So it's going to be fun to watch. So far so good. But we do have, this year is volatile. And we'll see where we end up there. That's probably as much I want to say about that without moving into politics too much. So that's probably where I leave it, since we are a crypto channel. So we'll try to keep as much possible to that. But we can't ignore some of those other things when they get in the road. What else we got there? Hex Machine says the snapshot will be whatever the last ETH block contains at the fork. So it will happen at the time of the mainnet launch. That's right. The Hodge twins are in for PulseX. They've tweeted a couple of times. Yeah. Hey, MTD. Yeah. So if you don't know who the Hodge twins are, they're two brothers, and they're really good guys. I mean, they're really common sense kind of thinkers, and they're into crypto and PulseX. So they have sacrificed for that. So they have got a big channel, big audience, and they'll be pumping PulseX too. So we've got a lot of people like that. We already know a lot of the content creators like BitBoy and others have all sacrificed. They'll be looking to talk to their audiences as well, and of course they got hundreds of thousands, millions of followers, and they'll be pumping that as well. So we'll be interested to see how that goes. Obviously, we've got a lot of other people in sports and other people all following entertainment So everyone's going to be pumping Pulsechain when it comes out. It's going to be pretty neat. Polynesian Pulsechins in house. Good morning, brother. Good to see you. And I like the all black flag there. Polynesian Pulsechin. Very, very cool. Rod Fitzpatrick's in house. I hope we're going to be able to buy Pulse with wire or whatever other method using a bank card. Yeah, we may see stuff like that, Rod Fitzpatrick. May see stuff like that. We're gonna. Hey, what we're going to see is we're going to see so many applications and dApps come onto Pulsechain. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a real amazing thing. This is going to be. This is just the base. This is the infrastructure, but everything going on top of it's going to be absolutely amazing. And you can already see if we go to the new token links here, you can already see that we've got already so much innovation coming in. Some of it's going to work, some of it's going to not work, some of it's going to be okay. But it's going to be amazing to see that play out. Yeah, for sure. Some of the projects that talked about coming onto Pulsechain last year, we haven't heard much from them. I suspect that we'll see a lot of them launching on Pulsechain too. So it's going to be just so exciting to see this all play out. But innovation's going to come, cross-chain, multi-dexes and things like that. It's going to be really good. Aggregators, compounders. It's going to be lots of cool stuff happening. NFTs, GameFi. It's all coming, man. It's all coming. Oh, I did the party mode in Discord. Confetti happens every time I type. Me too. I do that too. So if I say hello world, you can see all my confetti going. So there we are. All the confetti. I put that on too. So it's a bit of fun there in Discord having the party mode on. Cool. Let us jump over to the markets here. Hex are currently at 14.63 cents. I have a good feeling that's going to start moving up, and we've got 13.31 on Hedron. We've got 24.87 on Maxi, absolutely doing a great job. And of course, Pulse Dodge there sitting at $2.75, looking really strong, to be honest. Pulse Dodge is there. And on BNB meme coins, we've got Pulse Dodge, the original, is sitting at 8.5, almost heading up towards 9/10 of a penny. And we've got $2.27 on P33 on the uptrend there. Obviously, BNB rising, and 13.68 there on Internet Money. So they're on the BNB chain, and the market's looking pretty nice there. Very cool. Let us. We're going to go to here. We're going to hit the hourly here. This is the Hex chart. We'll leave it on there for a while. Ryan's in house there. What time is it now? Oh, we're coming up 7 minutes, so we'll have the Hex update. That'll be the final topic for today. Let's get ready. It says Ryan. Yeah. Aaron's in house there. You think it's going to be better to trade eHex for PLS or PHEX? Well, we know that there's a certain amount of people going to trade PHEX for PLS. There's kind of a theoretical price in my view, but there's a lot of assumptions behind these theoretical prices. If we're thinking, I can say a theoretical price, but as soon as the market moves, it's going to be completely different. So it's like really, really kind of funny. Like you're assuming that you're assuming the ratios. So let's say a ratio of 80, assuming a full priced up Hex. Of course, if you half that, that's like 40 Hex for PLS. But that by the time we get to the reality world, that's going to be neither here nor there. It could be very, very different numbers. So that's why it's whatever numbers you're hearing at the moment, it's going to be crazy for the ratio numbers. So just be careful there. The best strategy is to do nothing. But of course, I know that many people have not got any Pulse. And of course, you do want to accumulate Pulse in the first couple of months. Typically, that's the best. They're obviously not investment advice, but typically that's the best in charts. Is accumulate in the first month or two, 3 or 4 months even. And of course, accumulate your volumes. Some people will DCA for a whole 12 months or so. You can do that too. But of course, picking up those pullbacks, definitely look out for pullbacks in the charts. And that's in the in the first day. Say if we had ratio trading in the first day, we just don't know really how fast the bridge is going to open up either. It could be quite fast. Could be faster than people say 24 to 48 hours, but it could be faster than that. We just don't know. So just take that into account. There are a few unknowns. And the ratio trading could be quite insane. We could have big traders taking big positions that could really move the ratios. And of course, as soon as if we've got a lot of people trying to ratio from Hex, their PHEX copy to Pulse, for example, or to PulseX, you're going to get that going on. Like I say, we've got popular ERC20s also. Some of the ratios might be better on that because they're getting all the ETH pairs are being harvested, right? So anything that's got ETH on it on these dexes, Uniswap, SushiSwap, 0x or anything, whatever else ends up getting harvested for the final dex, Bancor, Balancer, whatever it's going to be, they're all you've got to have the ETH pairs that are going to get copied over. So some of the popular ERC20s might be good. Some of the less popular ERC20s might be good, but Richard's concerned about getting them before the fork because of the volatility in the market underlying the values of those prices. That's why Richard was concerned with that. The other thing also was liquidity is probably more likely with the Hex Pulsechain and Pulsex tokens, right? So there's a couple of different topics there. So just take that into account. But obviously, we do know a certain amount of people have been saying they want to get Pulsex to ratio trade for Pulse, and we want people wanting to get Hex now to ratio trade for Pulse. So we're going to see that. But I always just try to describe it as a bit of an elastic band. We could end up seeing that pullback if it gets too wide, like Pulsex gets too wide, it could snap back, right? And people go, wow, I can get so much Pulsex for my Pulse. They might switch some back there and play the Pulsex game, because whatever you're ratio trading, you're really saying, and you're going after one token, you're really saying you think that token's going to do better, maybe in a certain time frame, but you're pretty much saying better either in the next few months, better in the next 2 years, whatever your holding time frame is. So remember that. So yeah, we might, let's argue we have a theoretical of 80 p hex for a Pulse. It might be 40, it might be 40, it might be end up getting in 1500, whatever. It could be really quite crazy how much Pulse hex, that p hex that you might have to trade for Pulse. We know that a lot of people are going for Pulse. I think that for me that's very clear that Pulse is kind of the one that a lot of people will be after. Although Pulsex, I think it's going to go Pulse and then waver back into Pulsex and then waver over time into Hex. That's how I kind of feel it's going to go. And obviously they've got different drivers, right? So different drivers. So people say, well, wait a minute, buy and burn is so powerful for Pulsex, and it is. It's clearly more favorable financially by a country mile, right? But Pulse is the native token of the Pulsechain, just like ETH is of Ethereum, and that's what typically gets priced up. But I do think that Pulsex will be the first super dex, or at least has a chance to be the first super dex. And what I mean by that is it has a chance of challenging the value of the underlying token and chain, being Pulse, in terms of valuation over time. So we'll see how that goes. But if the design is so good at Pulsex that it could very well be actually achieve that, so it'd be fascinating. And we could see it turning over more and more volume. So I think that's going to be cool. So if we go to CoinGecko, we can jump over to CoinGecko and we can see we can jump over to the exchanges here, and this gives us just a quick eye view here. We can see that Binance at the moment doing about 3.4 billion in daily volume, and FTX there about 1.9 billion. It's definitely eats back today than it was yesterday. And of course, if we look at the DEXs, the decentralized exchanges rather than centralized exchanges, we go to the DEXs here. If it does decide to update, we can see that the total trading volume for all DEXs is 3.8 billion. And we can see that Uniswap V3 is 1 billion. We can see PancakeSwap there is 330 million, etc. Uniswap version 2, 105 million, it says here. SushiSwap 78 million, etc. So Pulsex could become a super trade if it gets a really high volume. That will get really priced up too. So over time, not just the native token. Now, the native token is not only a big deal because the native token for the chain, you need it for fees and all that sort of stuff, but it's what the bigger money considers relatively safe. They look at Ethereum, for example, and then they look at Pulsechain, and they go, well, this is a relatively safe investment. They can't sacrifice many of them can't sacrifice for the Pulsechain sacrifice, even if they knew about it. Obviously, most people didn't know about it. If you think about it, we had a lot of big venture capitalists sacrifice for it, but they've got a much bigger risk tolerance, and depending on how they view investments, they have a bigger picture of how they want to create value. And obviously, crypto is the best performing asset, so it makes a lot of sense. But we'll have a lot of institution stuff that can come in over the bridge and then pick up Pulsechain. Also, some of them will have copies of their assets over, and they can ratio trade if they want to, depending on what mechanisms they're going to do. So we're going to see what the big players do. Obviously, big players really drive the market, generally speaking. Sometimes retail can do it, depending on what's happening, but generally, big players will drive the market. I think we're going to have a combination of both on Pulsechain. And so that's kind of the main drivers there, the big institutional type of buyers, or at least the larger investors, and of course the native token that's going to drive that, and with the history of how Ethereum's performed over 16,000x, things like that. So it's going to be fascinating to see that play out, but I do suggest that there'll be a bit of elastic band between the ratios there. Will we see a 3-to-1 ratio? That's what PulseX is showing us these days. Around about that 3 to 1x, but of course it could be very volatile in terms of ratios that we actually see. Should it be a 1-to-1 ratio as in the sacrifice? I doubt that's going to happen. That's kind of a cost perspective, if you think about it, cost perspective, but the market's perspective is completely different from cost, right? Completely ignores it, generally speaking, and especially at the beginning, because people want something, they're going to pay for it. They're going to say, this thing's going to do 3 times better, I'm going to ratio trade 3 times, but it's almost quite like that. It's the way market does irrational things. They overshoot and stuff like that. So it's going to be fascinating to see there. Obviously, if you don't have to ratio trade, I suggest not doing it, and just sit back. The other thing, of course, is if you do need to do it, some people have decided to get in early. That's going to get it over and done with. Other people are going to DCA. So maybe we've got 24 hours, maybe DCA every single half an hour, and you try and get some average. Maybe there is volatility. You get an opportunity to get some low points, some high points, and you average in over a 24-hour period, stuff like that. So there's little strategies you can do. And after the bridge opens up, let's say it's 24 hours later, then people can bridge over assets as well. And maybe things are really crazy the first couple of days, first week, probably the first couple of days, and then maybe after that you can find dips in the market. Typically dips happen within the first, say, 2 months, and so maybe there'll be a big dip. You can accumulate. As I always say, we are in the first couple of months, it's an accumulation phase. That being said, we do have big sacrifices. Some of them are not hexkins, not necessarily going to hodl. Some people may pay, may sell down the market for a couple of X's. So we'll see how that plays out too. Once the bridge opens up, I'm talking about, and so we'll see how that goes. It's going to be fascinating, man. There's a lot of unknowns, and we're just trying to play probability here using arguments as I've just laid out. So we'll see. Let's get into a couple of comments there. We got Tortoise Johnny announced with the Ducks, likes Prana. Um's in the house. Hey, Prana, good to see you. Hey, all. And Tortoise Johnny in there too with the thumbs up. Nice. Let's go back to some of these comments. We've got James Bond with the emojis. Let's get back to the Hex price here, 14.46 cents. We've got the Hex daily stats coming out in a minute, so we're going to go through that. James Bond there with the emojis. Jim Rat Crypto in there, token. I'm here and listening. Had to skip out on the gym for family, so I'm going now. A nice one, Jim Rat. Keep up the good work, man. Man, you're getting pretty solid there, Jim Rat. Gym work's definitely helping a lot. James Bond's in the house there. Hello, everybody. Woo-hoo. But I'm listening. Nice one, GRC. D Hex in the house there. Let's go, Hexkins. Woo-hoo. And the lights beneath with the emojis. Great insights. Thanks, Superman. Says doubtful noise. You're welcome. And DB Cooper says, I'm tardy today. Greetings. Hey, DB. What else there? We just got a lot of good accountings. Check the Hex Wowbot. Yeah, I'll check that out. So we're going to go to the Hex daily stats. We may have that in the house there. We're also going to get the Wowbot up. So let's pull that up. Are we still in the current day? Day 896 and day 895 is out. So we are in the current day. Looking good. So we're going to have a look at this one. We've got day 895, 15th of May, and we got 14.5 cents, so up 11%. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! That's how we roll. Hex token channel pump. That's what's going on there. We've got a payout per day, 6.224. A man. I love it, and I love it more than Brazology. No, I'm just kidding. Brazology loves it more than me. He always comes up with the dollar equivalent price. We've got 6.7 up on the increase on the Hex, and we're currently sitting at 21,809 Hex per T-share. Now, you can do a 10-year stake, and that would only be a third of this value, so something like 7,200 or so. Was it almost 7,270 or something like that as well. $3,177 to get the T-share now. Now, obviously, if this went back to all-time high prices, so if we took 21,000 21,809. We timed it by 52 cents. I've got to do that properly though. 21,809, and we use our calculator properly, and then we times it by 0.52 cents. That would be a T-share price of $11,340. Woohoo! And of course, there are less T-shares than there are Bitcoin. If we take out all the lost Bitcoin, some people argue 4 million plus the Toshi's wallet 5 million, that would give you about take off 19 million, 5 million, that would be 14 million Bitcoin. And of course, we've only got 10.6 million T-shares. That would be pretty amazing there. So anyway, so 11.3, if we go back to all-time high, would be about a third of the Bitcoin price. So yeah, 36.4%. So it's interesting play with numbers there, but pretty cool. We've got a new all-time high here in the average stake length for Hex stakers. There's a new all-time high. Breaking news. Boom, 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 boom. Pulsechain. Bing. Pulsechain. Bing. Hex. 6.65 there on the average stake length, and the APY yield 39.66%. So the APR yield, the annual percentage of return, is kind of like a simple flat interest. It's slightly used different in crypto than it is in finance, but it's that's sort of simple interest. APY is kind of a compounded return. So if you think about interest on interest, that kind of thing, it's kind of more like that. So let's give an overview of that. We had 149 million Hex in the pool. Woohoo! Down from 171. I'm not sure if that includes any liquidity removes, but that's pretty good. We've got 22.5 million USDC, 3,400 ETH in there, so that's all increased. More money in the pot, as it were. Don't you love AMMs? That's how we roll. We got 10.4 million T-shares, so definitely going down all the time. Another 11,800 decrease there. Pretty cool. We've got what else we got here? Good accounting. Yesterday we had 21 million and change in the good accounting, but we're currently at 9.32% staked. Another 2 million Hex and penalties for the day close. Oh my goodness, what is this? What's happening here? A change in total holders, 1,112. Say what? Now I don't know necessarily. That's some crazy stuff. I'm just like, whoa, what? We already had 500, and we're up to 258,738. Now current stakers up 628. What the hell is causing that? I'm just not quite sure. Let me know in the chat if you have heard anything around this number. Why there's such a big jump? We had a big jump the other day, 437. Not sure what's going on there. These numbers are very different from what we have been getting recently. 628. That is interesting. Someone been doing something with some of the stakes, HCSI stakes or something. I don't know what's going on there. 93,954 as we were up to current stakers. I'm not sure what Staker app shows at the moment. It's a nice little check there. Total stakers up 694 to 1118,500, and change in current holders 455. Say what? We're up to 299,353. We're almost at 300,000 wallet holders. Obviously, quite a few of those may have some dust in them, but man, that's heading up to 300. That's a cool mark, man. Let's have a look at the Whale-bot, like Brazolzi said. I'm going to go back a little bit here in time, not too far in time. We're going to have a look here. We had 18 hours ago, we had 10 million Hex come out, no penalty, 50% APY. Isn't that beautiful? 800 day stake come out after 800 days. That's how you play Hex, by the way. That is pretty smooth there. I know some people early in stake to play the sacrifices or to speculate on Pulsechain coming up, things like that. But there we are, man, 1,426 T-shares. What else we got going there? 15 million Hex in staked after 60 days, 2 months. That's the short-term stakers. We've got quite a few of those. That's an 11% APY there. Reward 274 X. So how much is that? 274 137 times 14.5 cents. 14.5. So that's a cool $39,746. We divide that by 2 for a monthly amount. That's $20,000 a month. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Pretty hot dog. There we are. So Hex Whale-bot there, 12,783, 12,783,000 in stake. It's a day one. These are these short stakers we often talk about. They keep rolling like every 30 days kind of thing. So there's very different variations, of course. Good accounting now. So there's a good accounting, 1 million, a penalty of 900,000. So that we got 2 million, remember. So that's pretty cool. And of course, that 50% goes to stakers. There's another one there, good accounting. Penalty 1 million hex there too. So that's what Briz was talking about there. Very cool. And what else there? Good accounting there. Another one there, 400,000. So good day with the good accounting. Nice. All right, cool. That is the results there, folks. We're currently in day 896. Remember that day 1095 is 3 years of Hex rolling out. So Hex is really maturing, folks. It really is growing up. It's becoming a big boy. Our boy's going to leave home soon. It's very emotional. You know, it's really, really impressive. Hex is really starting to grow up. And of course, you know, we'll be talking to people talking about Hex in 5 years, 10 years time. It's going to be fascinating. We've got whole new generations. We've got like what have we watched recently? We've had it's been in the chat there helping people in the community staking, you know, grandchildren and children, whole new generations in Hex. So it really is a long life asset. Obviously, Hex launched on the 2nd of December 2019, and of course, it's just gone through this journey now. Since then, of course, we're now on day 896 since that first day. It was pretty cool, man. And we've got only bigger things coming, right? Bigger things coming. There's always volatility in the market. Remember that. But we've got bigger things coming. And man, I'm excited. We've got highest of stakes coming. We've got the Hex Investment Trust coming. We've got other derivative products like Maxi and Hedron, I'm sure, down the pipeline. And of course, a ton of airdrops probably to be expected as well. Not just for Hex, but Pulsechain, Genesis holders, Pulsex Genesis holders, all that sort of stuff. Obviously, you got to check and make sure that we've got a bit of time to check those, because you don't want to get scammed at all, because you only get one time scam and that's it, right? So you just got to be very careful there. But very, very exciting happening here. We're already obviously 6.136 there. So remember the way T-share payout works, we've got the inflation and the penalties. And then, of course, we've got the T-shares. So the T-shares own the reward pool. The reward pool's got the inflation and the penalties in it. And the T-shares there, it means trillions of shares. The T-share holders own the rewards. And every day they get a share of those rewards, and it's paid out Hex per T-share. So obviously, if the amount of holders of T-shares decreases, then the payout that goes to those people gets bigger. That's simple, right? So it's pretty cool. And we know also another cool feature around about Hex is that a lot of that reward pool with the inflation gets deferred into the future, and quite a bit of the penalties, which are already paid out inflation from the past, get 50% goes to the origin account. We kind of consider that like an operational manager, and of course that reduces the inflation as well. So we get inflation deferred, we get inflation deferred, and we get penalties off the market. So our inflation rate of about 3.69% never really gets hit, and it's always lower. And I think Wales only has a nice chart that says it's around about 1.6% at the moment. So really cool low inflation environment, very, very nice, and more people coming into the ecosystem. Very cool. All right, let us jump out of there. Looking good, as we say. All right, let's jump up to what are we at 12:30, and we're coming up on an hour and 30 minutes. So we're going to do an hour and 20. So we're going to wrap up in probably about 7 minutes. I will be back live streaming later on today, twice. Don't forget to get into Discord. The link's in the video description. Smash out the likes and hit the subscribe button. And of course, get into the Discord. It's so cool. We've got a good community there and good information. So if you want a good place to hang out, that's a great place for sure. Also spreading the word about Pulsechain, Pulsex, and Hex on Discord because it was really underplayed on Discord. So it's good to have that on there too. We've got Gen Hex and Heinz Crypto on there as well. Other two YouTube channels. J-Man's in the house. Woo-hoo-hoo! 10 days, says Dave. Yeah, 10 days. It could be earlier. I'm so pumped for the launch. Absolutely crazy times. Absolutely is. There's the Hex price, 14.5 cents. Fat Sammy says, spot on with the macro analysis, Superman, PLS, Hex, PLSX will be life for us for the struggling, working, and middle class in our community. Absolutely, Fat Sammy. Absolutely. It's the best opportunity on the planet, I say. This is my opinion, of course, not investment advice, but I do. Rich Arts products, in my view, are the biggest opportunity on the planet. Not only that, I think they're the biggest thing in crypto in the next 18 months. Easy. And maybe well beyond that. So, yeah, I think the biggest thing dropping the first system stake copy of Ethereum. This is a big deal. And of course, you can't just do that. You have to have a good leadership and a big community. And that's what we've got, right? That's what we've got with the Richard Hart ecosystem. What else we got there? Get Hex in the house here with the emojis looking good. We got Mix in there with the community. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty funny. Smooth Brain in the house there. I stopped watching Hex Token like 4 months ago because I had a case of grumpies because the price was going down so hard. Glad to see you're still streaming, bro. It says Smooth Brain. Yeah, hey, look, number one thing in anything in life, not anything in life, is consistency. But you have to be consistent about something that's really, really good, or for benevolent reasons. So it's either really good or benevolent reasons. And Hex is obviously really, really good. Pulsechain is super, super good, and with Pulse Hex as well. So it's going to be fun times. Hey, good to see you back, Smooth Brain. John Gibbons, 13 cents or 16 cents next. I think I'm on the upside of that there, John. We'll see how we get on. Pulse is close. Pulse is close there, says DB Cooper. I can smell it. Smells like winning. I'd agree with you there. Chris Pease in the house says, I probably gobble up PLSX after launch if it dumps. Buy PLSS with staking rewards and trade PLSX for PLS down the road at a more favorable rate. Yeah, that's definitely true. Now, there's a lot of uncertainties, folks, so people are trying to make their best guesstimations. Ultimately, the net market activity, net market outcome from everybody's behavior is what's going to determine what happens with these ratios and with the prices over time. And no one knows. No one knows exactly how it's going to play, except possibly some big whales who will play certain games. It's probably about the closest thing to that. James Bond in the house, they really want to set up the passive income with staking and not trade. A material trader, yeah. So definitely, not trading is, Richard Hart principle. Really creating great products that you can just stake and earn a really good quality assets. Obviously, PulseX got a buy and burn. $1 billion of trade volume equals something like $700,000 of buy and burn a day. Fee burning, of course, 25% on Pulsechain. You can stake with the validators on Pulsechain. And there will be lots of different products that you can stake stuff with. So it's going to be pretty awesome like that. Obviously, a liquid loan's coming 4 to 8 weeks later. Now, there was another update from Crypto Crazy, that's CC, CEO of Liquid Loans yesterday. If you haven't checked that video, definitely check it out. It was pretty good. There's a lot about stable coins, but there was a little bit of good stuff in there. We're still expecting the sacrifice balance of the Liquid Loans to come out in the next, probably next 3, 4, 5 days, somewhere in that ballpark. And of course, they've got a test net coming. We may get that in a week or so as well. So look forward to that. Now, I did play some updates from a previous update there. Maybe I should play that now. Have we got enough time? No, I'll play those in the next live stream later on today if you want to check out the Liquid Loans updates. Fat Sammy's in the house there. I'm going to buy up cheap PLSX early and trade later for PLS when ratio switches. I think thinking about doing some of that myself, Fat Sammy. So I'll be looking at that pretty keenly as well. Now, my plan is to generally do nothing, but if I see opportunity, I'm going to try and take that too. Easy in the house there. Fat Sammy's in slice there. So don't forget that we're expecting about 17 trillion tokens in the public hands and about 12.3 trillion Pulse in the public hands. So there's a lopside there. The difference is that Pulsechain also has the AMM bot running, which is going to run first. It's like the first trade if you thought about it, harvesting the pools and then setting up the pools, new pools in PulseX. And of course, we've got that's going to have upwards of 3.2 trillion. So when we add those to the public and the AMM bot together, it gets just short of Pulsechain, maybe about $500 billion or so, give or take, compared to PulseX. So that's kind of the overall numbers. That excludes the Origin accounts on both sides. Obviously, the Pulsechain Origin account controls something like 90%, and I think it's in PulseX around about 77%. So we'll see how that plays out too. Pulse also has a special wallet, right? The 1% wallet, I think it is. So remember that. What else we got down there? Have I gone through everything? Am I miles behind? I don't even know where I am on the chat here. I think I turned the chat off and I can't even find where I'm at to. Hey, sorry, folks, if I haven't managed to get to everyone's comments, I just got lost on the comments section there. I don't even know where I was. That's crazy stuff there. So I do apologize. Normally I go through the comments as best I can. So yeah, that's just the way it goes today. Today's one of those days where I messed up there. Yeah, cool. All right, so very, very cool. Hashtag BitVinesse says hashtag never leave crypto. Yeah, that's probably true too. Good to see BitVinesse in the chat there. Excellent choice says, I believe launch will be after the Hex documentary director's interview. Why would RH give more people an opportunity to get a copy? Excellent choice. I think that's probably quite a good idea, actually. It might be, yeah. We'll see how that plays out there. Ace55's got the emojis in house there. Dirty Paul says, thanks for the stream. Hey, that's a good place to finish up there. Hour and 30 minutes. This is our first live stream for the day. Catch me in the next one. It's going to be in about, how long? 4.5 hours from now. 4.5 hours for the second live stream. Get onto that, folks. Very, very cool. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I appreciate everybody's support. I really do. It really is really cool. Let me just jump through there. I can't even see my own comment up here. Let me have a look at that. Thanks for watching. And bam. All right, cool. Bitfinex says, you can do no wrong in an iSuit, man. Hey, Bitfinex, appreciate the support. Obviously, I'm a human being just like all of you, but, I make mistakes, but I appreciate that sentiment. And thanks, Hex Token says smooth. Thanks for watching. Thank you, says Sandy Beach. It's now punching out the emojis. Very, very cool, folks. If you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button. Hit the bell for future videos. A second live stream in 4.5 hours time. Pulsechain, Pulsex, and Hex, of course. This is a Maxi channel, but we do talk about other projects that are coming on the Pulsechain. They're going to add a lot of value, and of course, value is what flows back into your pocket, as well as a really good community. We've got a good community with good principles, paying it forward, all that good stuff. So it's a great place to be. A very helpful community, trying to help each other out as well. These things to go hand in hand, right? For really good life experience, as we say. Take care. See you later. And we've got Big Kahuna in there as well. Good to see Big Kahuna. Pulse Bezos says thank you. Hey, you're welcome. Thanks, Superman says get Hex. All right, now if you're a Hex Token channel member, smash out the emojis on the way out. Because that's how we roll, and I see you guys later today for the second live stream as well. Boom. All right, smash the likes and hit the subscribe button. All right, bye for now. Take care.